Hi guys, this is Jared March from the Reason Facebook group, and somebody asked me to show them how I used to run my Reason patches before I started using Ableton. So I'm putting a little video together. Now I will run everything through the external instrument in Ableton, but this is how I used to do it for a couple years, and it was back before there was any kind of these Facebook groups, and there weren't very many people doing what I wanted to do, so I kind of came up with it on my own. And it's a little inelegant, but it does get the job done. So, here we go. I have an empty combinator here. Just have it called Sunday Worship Set. I've got a mixer. This is Reason 7, but I have it set up for anyone who's got Reason 5. You should be able to follow along without too much trouble. So we're not using these new channel strips or anything. Alright, and then I've got a wake lead. I've got a lower nice little pad. I've got one of Ian's pads and a piano. And typically I would have quite a few instruments going, just about filling up the whole mixer, and then I'd assign them to the faders when I wanted to use them at any given week. So there wasn't much tweaking I had to do in between sets, because once I got a pretty established set of instruments, it was fine. Alright, so here we go. What we're going to need to do is show devices, and then flip around back to the routing. You're going to take the last device in the signal chain and disconnect it. And instead, we're going to route it up to the mixer. I'm also going to rename it just so I can keep track of which instrument is which, because there tends to be tons of filters and reverbs once you get a bunch of these going. So we're calling this wake lead. And if I want to keep track of what it actually is, we'll put that on. Okay. We'll go to the next one here. Disconnect it. Throw that into the mixer. Next one. And the piano. So with the piano, you'll notice that the last device in the signal chain isn't actually the little mixer in here. Looks like it's the compressor. So we'll delete that. Throw that into the mixer. Alright. After that, it's really easy. You literally just pick them up and drop them in. Now the one downside of doing it this way is that you lose all of your presets on here. So I'd recommend probably getting it sounding just like you want it to, and then drop it in. You can go in and change things, and like for example, for my wake lead, I like to use this filter, frequency filter, and I'll map it to the mod wheel. So I'll probably go in and do that, but for all the rest of the stuff, there's just so many things in here, it's kind of ridiculous. Especially when you add even more instruments. So then my last, oops, I forgot to change these. That'll be fun. Got our low pad here. It becomes kind of difficult to keep track of these if you forget which is which. And I think that already said piano. Yep, so we're all set. So then I just go over here to my Axiom and teach it what control surface to use. And then we've got a nice way of fading in instruments. I'm also going to just throw this on real quick. Send it to the frequency. Anyways, that's how I do it. So if you have any questions, just let me know on the thread, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks, guys.